I went through really bad depression, and I was really anxious, and I had very, very little confidence, and didn't know where to turn other than going counselling. And I thought I needed to do something else more than that, more than the counselling, because you can only have so much counselling. And I ended up finding out about J2E.
In 2016, the Department for Work and Pensions announced the extension of the Journey to Employment programme and having job clubs as part of the Improving Lives, the Work, Health and Disability Green Paper. Community Action Derby, in partnership with Disability Direct, were awarded a contract for Derby City. This enabled both organisations to pool their resources and expertise and set up a peer-led support job club. The main focus was supporting disabled people and those with health conditions on their journey back into employment. Working closely with participants, we've helped them to overcome some of their barriers to employment, provided them with techniques to manage health conditions and change their attitude towards employment.
Every project within Disability Direct is about being user-led. And where you've got an example here where the officer delivering the project directly is a disabled person who has direct experience of the barriers that disabled people have in finding and retaining employment. It's priceless, that experience which can be passed on.
In Derby City we have 650 active members, so voluntary community organisations working in the city that aren't necessarily connected in to the people that are using Disability Direct services or that we might connect with there. So actually, that's very much our role. It's about making sure that we can broker that relationship with the broader voluntary and community sector.
Having another disabled person there was, I think, it just made me kind of feel like my needs were understood and met much better. So yeah, it was definitely it was just so much better in every way.
If you're having problems where you go to JobCentre, it's very, very difficult because a lot of them don't understand properly the mental health issues that people have and some of the disabilities people have. So yeah, it's brilliant.
The main thing for me is seeing the journey that people take from when they first come through the door, seeing them obviously overcome the barriers that they would have faced, watching someone come in through the doors who maybe within week 1 or 2 wouldn't say a word at all, to seeing them then obviously progress through the programme into engaging more with the group, into voluntary work and sometimes beyond as well. Seeing that progression within somebody in our peer group is one of the best things really that I could ask for and be able to see.
Without J2E, I wouldn't have had the support to have looked further out of my own ability. I certainly wouldn't have been writing like I'm doing now. I certainly wouldn't have been doing my blog like I am doing now.
I always say to them, if I've made it to where I am right now, there's no reason that you guys can't do the same in your similar fields as well. And I think they take quite a lot from that, knowing that there is a pathway for them that they can take if they do wish to.
Before J2E, I was looking for work just on my own on job boards, online, and applying directly to some companies as well. And it was the dreaded question, do you consider yourself to have a disability? And it felt like every time I checked yes, it was almost like I could see the employer immediately dismiss my application because they thought, oh, well, there's a disabled person who's applying for this role and we don't want them. And it was, being rejected so many times was really disheartening.
Some disabled people have their own barriers to employment, which Greg has very capably worked them through. But employers also put barriers in front of disabled people as well. So for us, it was about tackling the issue from both ends. So we've been doing a series of disability equality training, advising businesses of their legal obligations, and making it less scary for them to be more confident about employing disabled people.
The support was useful. It was genuinely useful support, and that was brilliant because the support I'd had previously from other people and other organisations was patronising and it wasn't helpful, and I just didn't feel like I was treated as a person.
Every week, seeing somebody make progress seeing somebody come in that can't engage with people, that sits at the back of the room, gradually coming into the room, socialising with people, to the point they come in. They used to come in before everybody else got there, so it was on their turf. And watching them come in, breeze in, and just sit down, engage in a conversation. This one person's gone on to do a voluntary role, a training course, started going out instead of staying in at home all day. All week. This was their only time to come out of the house, and they are out of the house nearly every day, going to doctor's appointments on their own. It's absolutely fantastic.
I don't think I would be, don't know where I'd be, to be honest with you. I'm probably lost or even worse, let's just put it that way. It's actually helped me that much, so. It's really helped me overcome my anxiety and some of my mental health issues that I've had recently. It's actually helped me to get out a bit more and actually get into volunteering, which is what I'm doing now as well.
You know, whether we get another contract out of this or not, you know, that's it'll be nice. But for us to have shown that this model works, I think, and if it's replicated elsewhere in other parts of the country, to me that's a big bonus.
Certainly from my perspective, one of the other outcomes is that the individuals that have been on the programme are really keen to continue to meet and are actually working together and are meeting. We're not going to just leave them in terms of this project funding ending. We want to be able to build on that, and also it's rolling out the model nationally, locally, but also saying actually this makes a real difference to people's lives, and that impact I think is a really good outcome for us.
Just about ready to get myself into employment, paid employment. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love where I'm at the moment, but it'll be great to actually get into the full-time or even part-time employment where I'm actually paid. And that's my target has always been, let's get myself out of the hole that I've been in and get myself back to where I belong.